People say nothing good happens after midnight. I used to think that was just something adults said to scare you into going home early. I stopped believing that the night I took the last bus. It was almost midnight, and the train station was closing. The lights overhead flickered on and off, casting long dancing shadows across the empty hall. An announcer's voice, distorted and hollow, echoed through the space, saying the station would be closing shortly. My phone was dead. No taxis in sight, no rides available. I felt a knot of panic tighten in my stomach. That's when I saw it. A bus stop across the street. I swear it wasn't there earlier. A single rusted sign, barely standing, leaned against a crooked pole. The words painted on it were faded but clear. Last BUS 12 a.m. There was no route number, no destination listed. Just those words. I glanced at my watch. 11:59. At the stroke of midnight, the world went quiet. Not just the normal quiet of a city settling down for the night. This was a silence that felt heavy, like a physical weight pressing in on my ears. And then I heard it. A low, slow engine rumble. A bus emerged from the darkness, rolling to a stop without any headlights. Its windows were completely dark, like polished black glass, reflecting nothing. The doors opened with a sharp, pneumatic hiss. A voice, deep and gravelly, came from the unseen driver inside. Last ride, I should have walked away. I should have run. My instincts were screaming at me to get out of there, but my feet felt like lead. And instead, I stepped on. The doors closed behind me with a heavy thud, and the bus lurched forward immediately, pulling away from the curb with an unsettling smoothness. The first thing I noticed was the passengers. Every single seat was occupied. Men, women, even a child in the middle, all sitting perfectly still, their hands folded in their laps. They stared straight ahead, their expressions blank. No one spoke, no one blinked. I found the only empty seat near the back and sat down. The air was thick with an old, musty smell, like dust and damp paper. A wave of unease washed over me, cold and prickling. I reached up and pressed the stop button, my finger jabbing it again and again. Nothing happened. The light didn't even flicker. Instead, a whisper, like dry leaves skittering across pavement, traveled down the aisle. Not yet. The bus slowed, pulling over near a street I didn't recognize. The houses were all boarded up, their windows like vacant eyes. The streetlights were all broken. The doors hissed open. A man from a few rows ahead stood up. He walked to the front, his steps silent on the rubber floor. He stepped off the bus, and the moment his foot touched the ground, he vanished, not in a puff of smoke. No scream, no sound at all. He was just gone. The doors slammed shut. The bus kept moving. No one on the bus reacted. They just kept staring forward, unblinking. My chest felt tight, my heart hammering against my ribs. I had to get some answers. I leaned toward the woman sitting beside me, her face pale and waxy in the dim light. "Excuse me," I whispered, my voice trembling. "Where? Where is this bus going?" She turned her head slowly, a mechanical creaking movement. Her eyes were empty, dark pools. Her lips didn't move, but I heard her voice, clear as a bell, inside my own head. "Where you're supposed to be." Panic finally took hold. I scrambled out of my seat and staggered toward the front of the bus. The aisle seemed to stretch out before me, getting longer with every step. "Hey," I called out, my voice cracking. "I need to get off." "Stop the bus." The driver spoke without turning around, his voice the same one I'd heard from outside. "No one gets off early." My eyes darted up to the large rearview mirror above him, and my blood ran cold. The driver's seat was empty. There was no one there, no reflection, no face, nothing. The bus stopped again, and then again. Each stop was stranger than the last. A deserted playground at night, the swings moving gently in a non-existent breeze. A burned-out church, its steeple a black claw against the sky. A long bridge shrouded in a thick, unnatural fog. And each time, one passenger would stand, walk to the doors, and disappear into the night. The bus grew emptier with each stop, and colder. The musty smell was replaced by a chill that sank deep into my bones. Soon, only 3 of us remained. Me and 2 others at the very front. As one, they both turned their heads and looked directly at me. Their voices spoke in unison, a chilling, synchronized whisper that echoed in my mind. "You're not supposed to be here yet." Then came the final stop. The bus rolled to a halt in complete and total darkness. There was no road, no buildings, no lights, just a thick, swirling fog pressing against the windows. The doors hissed open one last time. The driver's disembodied voice returned, now seeming to come from all around me. End of the line. The 2 remaining passengers stood. They walked to the open doors. Before stepping out into the void, one of them looked back at me. For the first time, I saw an emotion on one of their faces, pure, undiluted fear. His lips trembled as he whispered, "If you hear the engine again, don't follow it." And then they both stepped into the fog and vanished. It was 12:59. I was alone. The bus didn't move. The doors stayed wide open, an invitation into nothingness. The cold fog rolled inside, coiling around my ankles, and a whisper tickled the back of my neck, a voice right behind me. Midnight doesn't wait. I ran. I sprinted out of that bus and into the fog, not knowing where I was going, just needing to get away. I don't know how long I ran for. The next thing I remember is waking up on a bench at the train station. Bright sunlight streamed through the windows. The station was filled with noise, with people rushing to and fro. A station guard was shaking my shoulder, asking if I was okay. I told him everything, about the bus, the passengers. The fog, his face went pale. He pulled out his radio, then showed me a missing persons poster on the station wall. My picture was on it. Reported missing 3 days ago. The bus stop isn't there anymore. I've checked. But sometimes, when I'm out late and the clock ticks over, at exactly midnight, I hear it, the low, slow rumble of an engine behind me. And I never, ever turn around, because I know the last bus always comes back, and it never forgets a face. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to subscribe for more chills. Stay safe out there.